Boudin Corn Bread, y'all. Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Jay here with Jay's Backyard Cooking. And today, we're getting into something just in time for Thanksgiving. Boudin Corn Bread. All right, today's video should make for a quick video just because it's so easy to put together. It does have a pretty decent amount of ingredients, so let's get into them real quick. The first thing is the Boudin, just whatever brand you like. Got this at H-E-B. We have some already fresh cut Trinity blend, which is just bell pepper, onion, and some celery. The cheese we're gonna go with is double pepper, H-E-B brand. We're gonna need 3 eggs. H-E-B was out of the regular Jiffy cornbread mix, so we ended up going with the Hill Country Fair brand. We're probably gonna use about 1.5 bags of this. Tony Saturins, half and half, and 1 stick of butter. The first thing we're gonna do is start getting the oven preheated to 400 degrees. All right, now that we got that going, let's get the ingredients mixed. First things first, let's get the butter out. We're gonna put that directly onto the skillet, and I'm using a 10-inch skillet here. Should be perfect for what we got going on. Let's get this Boudin cut open. We're gonna get it out of the casing. They did have it at H-E-B already out of the casing. It seemed like it was too much. I didn't want to buy too much, so these 2 link packages are perfect. Just a matter of taking the casing off. It's not that hard. To this, we're gonna add however much of the Holy Trinity that you want. I'm not gonna go too heavy with it. Again, all my videos will tell you, if you don't want something, don't do it. Don't add it. Just omit it from the recipe. Or put more or put less. Get that mixed in. We'll go in with some Tony Saturins. I'm not gonna put too much in there. Just enough to give it some extra flavor. And then to this, we'll add some eggs. 3 eggs to be exact. Like I said, I think 1 box of the Jiffy cornbread, I think was 8 ounces. This is 6 ounces, so I'm just gonna go 1.5 bags of these, of the cornbread mix. After we got all that mixed in, we'll go in with about 2 cups of cheese of your choice. We're going with double pepper, which has Monterey Jack cheese and jalapeno and habanero peppers. It's not hot. It has the perfect hint of jalapeno flavor in there, but not hot at all. At this point, we'll get it all mixed up real quick, get it all incorporated. I like to use my hand in the glove over spoons just because less dishes. All right, once we got that good and mixed, we're gonna go 1/2 cup of half and half. All right, the oven's heated to 400. Let's get this skillet in there, get it preheated, and get that butter melted. Continue mixing. Get all that milk incorporated. These aluminum pans come in clutch. It really helps minimize the dishes and clean up. Of course, if you have any experience with cast iron pans, those clean up very easily. Very little effort goes into cleaning those. That's what we're looking for right here. Just a mushy concoction. Wait for this butter to melt, and then we'll pour this into the cast iron pan. All right, we got the butter melted. Be real careful because it's gonna be hot, obviously. And then we're just gonna take some of this and scoop it in. Make sure we line the bottom. Go easy on it so it don't splash everywhere. Make sure it gets a nice, even layer. All the way around. Make sure we spread that around, get it nice and even. Just like that. And then back in the oven at 400 for 35 minutes. All right, I got my timer set for 35 minutes. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, looking good here. I think I'm actually gonna put on a little extra protection for this part. just one of these cotton gloves over my food safe glove here. Next part we're gonna do is jalapeno pepper jelly. If you've seen me use this before in one of my videos, if you follow me, or if you've seen any other of my videos on a cream cheese recipe that I make, kind of an appetizer that my family loves. This stuff you can get in the peanut butter and jelly aisle at H-E-B anyways. But we're gonna use the whole jar. We're gonna cover the top of this cornbread and just spread it around. Just like that. Stuff is so good. And then from here, back in the oven at the same 400 degrees for another 6 minutes. There we go, 6 minutes into it. We're gonna let this rest for about a good 10-15 minutes before we bite into it. All right, here we are 15 minutes later. Get it portioned up. Let's get a taste. Boudin Corn Bread, y'all. Let's get into it. That's a good one. Perfect for our Thanksgiving side. Here in my family, if it's just me and my wife, we don't do turkey. We normally do ham. This year, we're not doing neither. I have a pork shoulder thawing out in the refrigerator that I'm gonna throw in the pit barrel for an overnight cook for Thanksgiving. This is good though. Give it a shot. If you like what you saw here, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button and comment. Anything helps. We'll see you next time. You know, folks, sometimes in life, victory doesn't come wrapped in glory, fireworks, or a trophy. Sometimes it comes baked into a cast iron skillet on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Today, that victory was Boudin Corn Bread, golden, steamy, and so good it converted even the pickiest eaters, my wife. Now this is the same woman who avoided Boudin her whole life like it was a blind date with a bad Yelp review. But one bite, just one, and suddenly she's nodding in approval like she's been part of the Boudin fan club since birth. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a Thanksgiving miracle and a powerful new weapon in the holiday feast arsenal. And as we lounged on the couch, watching NFL football, letting that cornbread work its magic, it hit me. Sometimes the simple wins, good food, good company, a peaceful Sunday, are exactly what we need. So until next time, keep the grills hot and the seasoning simple.